I stepped into the theatre assuming that this film would be the perfect setup to revive the careers of Aditya Roy Kapur and Mohit Suri, who were in slumps of sorts. With movie failures like Fitur, OK Janu and Kalank and Suri's forgettable ventures like Hamari Adhuri Kahani and Half Girlfriend, this was the venture where the director was revisiting a genre that he has had considerable success with. The film is a dark revenge thriller which I must say did a spectacular job in showing so much but telling so little with respect to the premise of the film. Something that is refreshing to witness for a thriller movie. Without giving much of anything away, Malang focuses on a love story that develops between two main characters and how certain corrupt, vindictive and more or less demonic beings act as impediments to absolutely ruin their lives. One presumably for forever and the other on the path of vengeance is more or less the story of Malang. Who are these eccentric characters? Why are so many people in the film out to cut everyone's throat around them? Well, you have to watch the film to know that. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to go for it or not. The underwhelming aspects, lack of subtlety and nuance. This is a commercial thriller film, so it's important to understand that you're stepping into the theatre to not see a film where characters and their interactions amongst each other are grounded in reality. It, in several moments, does hold that sense of realism, but most of the dialogues and situations are definitely catered to the mass audience appeal. So understand this, that a Mohit Suri thriller is a different school of thriller films, especially at the pitch at which they are presented, compared to what Sriram Raghavan presents. A raver would notice someone and say something like, "Kya dhoond rahe ho, sakoon ya maza?" While police officials are uncovering a crime scene and getting annoyed by the press hounding the scene, one character would go like, "Ye journalist log Savdhan India bahut dekhte hain." The film preaches to the choir, so manage your expectations if you're coming in expecting subtlety. It's in your face, raw, and what Suri as a director does pretty well, something that he has proven with a film like Ek Villain. The second half. See, this is where my analytical brain kicks in and I can totally understand if you guys tell me, "Bhai, itna kyun sochta hai tu?" But let's get into it. See, the second half is where the film has to connect the dots. Why are the people the way they are? So in the film, in order to weave the story to the present time, there are certain creative decisions with respect to the characters, the way they've been written and the situations they find themselves in, that you'll find their motivations and behavior extremely odd. This is specifically pertaining to Kunal Khemu's motivations in the film and the rather convenient situation pertaining to Anil Kapoor's character. Let me know when you see the film whether you feel the same way or not. The good. Marketing. I have to say that Mohit Suri has surprised me yet again in presenting a first look that made me believe that I already knew everything about the plot, but presented many characters, situations and twists and turns that I least expected. The film has the quality of making you roll your eyes and thinking that you had it all figured out, but has a brilliant way of throwing curveballs at you that will leave you pleasantly surprised. Something that is essential for any thriller genre film. The music. Credit where credit is due, and it cannot be denied that Mohit Suri is a nail in a haystack in movies that are consecutively being produced and are only making remake after remake and remakes after remakes pertaining to music. The condition of the music industry has more or less become a factory where there isn't genuine creative freedom to produce engaging works of art, and artists don't even have ownership of what they are producing anymore. Well, they never did, but now they don't even have a say on the work that they had initially popularized. Remakes have more or less engulfed our lives, and Malang presents some breathtaking music as well as background score, which is a refreshing change and more importantly, original. I am honestly a fan of everything produced in this music album, from the title track to Chal Ghar Chale and my favorite Hamra. Mithun, Ved Sharma, The Fusion Project and Ankit Tiwari are artists that worked on the film and deserve to be given that creative freedom that they inadvertently produce gems like this. The music is undoubtedly one of the film's strongest qualities. Cinematography and action. The film has the ability to suck you in right from the first frame that presents a one-shot long action sequence. The cinematography by Vikas Sivaraman is to be appreciated. There is a slick integration of raw footage through handheld cameras and a POV perspective in several shots of hand-to-hand combat that have a major impact in the action scenes as well as the travel montages. Each frame of the film, from the way it has portrayed the actors to the scenic locations, are a visual treat. These technicians aren't lauded enough for the films that we watch. Performances. I have to confess by saying that each person in the cast of the film has understood the pitch of the film and the performance it requires. See, a movie like Andhadhun requires very subtle and grounded in reality performances from a cast like Ayushmann and Tabu. And similarly, just like the brilliant job done by Ritesh Deshmukh in a film like Ek Villain, the film requires that grandeur nature in its performance. Kunal Khemu, despite being oddly written as Michael, a stoic intelligence officer, presents a great range as a performer. There were only hints of him provided in the trailer and will be the most surprising aspect of the movie. Disha Patani as Sarah does a commendable job in the film. Even though she is steering the wheel in most scenes, especially the romantic one shared with Aditya, her character somehow does not get the moments to show off her range with her acting performance. It is undeniable though that she is extremely convincing. Aditya Roy Kapur and Anil Kapoor hands down hold this ship together. Anil is literally having the time of his life with this role, and you can notice it in every frame. He plays with the character Agache so much, a coke fiend and trigger-happy cop bursting into hysterical laughter, that you thoroughly enjoy his performance. Aditya, who has mostly been seen as an obsessive romantic interest or a drunk in films, has been extremely unlucky in the films that he has featured in. Never has anyone doubted his acting capabilities even in the worst of his films. He possesses the physicality required for this role. Never have I seen him put on so much size and muscle for any role. But the surprising aspect of Aditya's performance was that he was as convincing as the smitten vagabond as he was as the vengeful killer. That range has been explored with this film, and Aditya definitely comes out with flying colors. The performances of the film will not disappoint you. Screenplay. I keep on explaining this, but the screenplay is in reference to the script beyond the dialogues of the film, from what will be the movement of the characters to what will be the structure of its storytelling. The film is presented in a non-chronological format, and this works very effectively for any thriller, in the big reveals coming out as pure shocks. The screenplay of the film is its driving quality, interchanging between several timelines and characters seamlessly, not making you feel a sense of lethargy in its storytelling. I have to also say that it's very tough to integrate music effectively in films, but Suri, just like what Vanga does so well, something that he showed in movies like Arjun Reddy and Kabir Singh, that he beautifully places his music in the storyline in the film as the plot thickens to reach its maximum effect with audiences. I'll conclude by saying that if you're expecting a commercial Bollywood revenge thriller with great music and a lot of surprises, this is the film for you. But if you're expecting a masterpiece premise on the same lines and pitch as that of any Sriram Raghavan film, this film definitely isn't that. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Malang. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handles are right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.